Welcome to Season 2 of my Sketchbook and Doodles tour. So this is episode 1 where I'm going to go through an old scrapbook. It does have like some cuttings from like ages ago, but they're not really that interesting and I might get done for copyright if they're shown, so I'm not going to include them. I'm just going to show my drawings off and stuff, some of which are interesting, let's just say. I can't speak today. Now the scrapbook, I should warn you, the art in it, I was probably about 9 or 10 when I drew the art in that, so yeah. Like I said, it's interesting. Definitely interesting. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at it. Let's get started. I'll give you some context behind them as well. Apologies if the light's a bit funny because it's like really sunny and buttons in here kind of like make parts of the recording a bit darker than they should be. I was really into Egyptian mythology as a kid. So I collected a lot of stuff to do with Egyptology, and drew some stuff too. So that's an ancient Egyptian woman. As you can see, it's not great. Yeah. I mean, a lot of ancient Egyptian, like drawings and stuff were like drawn to the side, so I think that was what I was going for here. So yeah. Also, I missed a picture that I did. I'll show you. If any of you watched Monsters Inc. as a child, you remember Boo, the little girl in it. And this is my attempt drawing Boo, so yeah. The proportions are like all over the place, but for a 9 or 10-year-old that's not too bad, I suppose. And this is supposed to be a giraffe. Yeah. It says everything really. At least you can tell it is a giraffe. The wobbly legs and the spots and stuff, and the colour. Yeah. Just move on from there. I'm a big Lion King fan. This is interesting. This is a whole selection of redrawn scenes from The Lion King. I was totally obsessed with The Lion King as a child. I still love it. I know the entire film off by heart, all of the words and stuff. I used to watch it over and over again and rewind it to my favourite bits and watch them over and over again. That's another reason why I know all of the words. So yeah, I'll zoom in and let you see it properly. Some of these at the beginning I wrote like a little synopsis of what was going on in each picture, but then later on I kind of stopped, and I don't know why. The Lion King story. Simba is shown to his future subjects. So this is like the circle of life scene, and there's Rafiki holding up Simba, and Mufasa and Sarabi. So this is Mufasa encountering Scar after he didn't turn up for his son's presentation to all of his subjects. So Mufasa looks angrily
at his brother Scar and tells him off for not coming to his son's presentation to the kingdom. Look at that face. That is truly a face of rage. God, his mane is the wrong colour as well. It could be a lot worse. At least it depicts a lion. And there's Scar with Zazu. And I should warn you, Scar looks terrifying throughout half these pictures. I looked at these yesterday, and I was laughing my head off. But Scar isn't bothered. He doesn't care about his new nephew. He wanted to be king. I think Zazu's expression's on point there, though. I should warn you, some of these pages are on the brink of falling out, so yeah. And I told you, didn't I? Right, and this is, I'm trying to get this in a position where you can see it properly. Supposed to be Rafiki doing a painting of Simba in his little cave. See, he's looking very happy there. Yeah, that's the gourd thing he has, that he gets like the juice out of to do his paintings and stuff. So yeah. So as you can see, Rafiki, the mandrill, did I spell that right? Who held Simba up so his new subjects could see him, was drawing a picture of Simba that night in his cave. Rafiki's not Simba's. It's kind of obvious that he's not drawing a picture of himself. Okay. Even at a young age, I was just so pedantic about everything. I haven't changed much. Okay, so this is the everything the light touches scene. This is Simba with his dad Mufasa, and I got the main colour right for once. Simba looks like Harry Potter, but like a lion. I did draw versions of characters in Lion King form, but I don't think Harry Potter was one of them. But yeah, I mean, that even looks like he's got a scar on his head, but that's supposed to be like the tuft of hair at the top, but yeah, I'll stop. Anyway, that's supposed to be a rock, like Pride Rock, so yeah, okay. Okay, this says, days have passed and Simba has grown. Days have passed and Simba has grown. Mufasa took Simba to the top of Pride Rock for a talk about being the future king. So yeah. Okay, and oh god, this is hilarious. Mufasa was told that there's something going on in the Pride Land, so he had to rush off and leave Simba with Zazu. That's essentially this picture. So yeah, after a pouncing lesson, Zazu, the king's advisor... After a pouncing lesson, I forgot there was a bracket there. Zazu, the king's advisor as prey, Zazu soon found out by a mole that there were hyenas in the Pride Lands. And Mufasa had to go, and Simba was disappointed that he couldn't come because it was too dangerous. I'll tell you what, one thing that hasn't changed either, my handwriting is just... it's terrible even now. Okay, and this is Simba with his Uncle Scar. Oh, God. Alright. And let's read this. Later on, Simba talked to his uncle Scar. Scar accidentally let the elephant graveyard pop into the conversation. He told Simba to forget about what he said. Simba ran along. What he didn't know was that Scar was sending him to a very dangerous and very frightening place. This was kind of good for back in the day, actually, this picture. Sorry if you can't see it properly, but it's Simba going up to see Nala. And that's Nala's mother, who we don't know very much about. I just love how I drew the bodies in this. I think that was Simba's mother, Sarabi. So yeah, Simba went to find Nala, his best friend. When he found her, she was being licked by her mother, Serafina. For lions, licking is the way they have a bath. He asked Nala whether she would like to go with him. Simba's mum. This is annoying me. That needs an apostrophe. Simba's mum was also there and asked where it was. Simba lied and said it was around the waterhole. The two mums finally agreed, but on one condition. Zazu was to go with them. Terrifying that face is. Oh god, I'm terrible. Okay. That's supposed to be Zazu there, I think. Simba and Nala run fast away from Simba and Nala run fast away from Zazu. I think that should be ran fast away from Zazu, but he catches up with them. But Simba and Nala have a plan. And Zazu ends up in a tree with monkeys, then flattened. I don't even know if I've spelled flattened that right there. I don't know. This is the I Just Can't Wait to Be King section. If any of you remember that from the film. It's absolutely terrifying there. Okay. And underneath, I believe there's a section where you can see Nala and all the zebras, and there's Zazu looking confused and dazzled and everything. Okay. Everything falls out. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. You can barely read the writing. Ah well. Simba and Nala find the elephant graveyard and are about to explore it when okay, turn this thing around so you can see it properly because it's falling out. Zazu appears. He tells them that they should go home and that it is dangerous. There should be a comma there, but when 3 hyenas appear, they trap Zazu and Simba and Nala. They trap Zazu, and Simba and Nala manage to escape. Zazu tries to fly with them, but the hyenas grab him by his tail feathers. Yeah, Zazu looks a bit like Big Bird there. Like if any of you have seen Sesame Street, he just kind of like has a sad Big Bird face. Oh. Haha. Haha. Yeah. They really look like hyenas. Right. This is absolute chaos. Okay. The 2 lion cubs run away. Oh god, my tenses are all over the place. Ran away. Realising, I've probably spelled realising wrong as well. They've left Zazu behind. The hyenas torture Zazu using a thing called the birdie boiler. The Lion cubs come in time, but then the hyenas chase them. Ah, dear me. Okay. So, this is... Oh god, that... Simba's face there is hilarious. Okay. Simba and Nala run. I would say ran for their lives. Why do I keep using run rather than ran? Oh well. Simba and Nala ran for their lives. Simba and Nala ran for their lives. The hyenas go for Nala, but Simba is angry with them and scratches Shenzi. Leader. I didn't specify the names of these hyenas. Probably should have. She is very angry and chases after Simba and Nala. I would have said them, but even faster. The two cubs found themselves trapped in a cage. A rib cage. No, it actually is a rib cage, but it's just... that's just... okay. And there's angry looking Shenzi, apparently. I think this is part of like another page. So this is the bit where Simba's trying to roar at the hyenas. And then Mufasa appears. Simba trying to roar is laughed at by the hyenas. He tries again, when suddenly... Yeah, that's angry Mufasa. That's kind of disturbing, but okay. Roar, Mufasa comes to the rescue, followed by Zazu, who told him about Simba and Nala. Oh, this is the Kings of the Past scene. They walk home in silence. Mufasa finally tells Zazu to take Nala home. Then Mufasa tells Simba off and admits to him that he was scared in case something bad happened to him. I think in case is two separate words. I don't know. I shouldn't spend half of this... I'm probably spending half of this video criticising my spelling and grammar here, but... But then they mess around together and Mufasa tells him that he and the kings of the past will watch over him wherever he is. I tell you what, Mufasa looks like he's tired. Probably is, but yeah. There's the be prepared scene, if you can see that. If it doesn't fall apart in my hands. God, I told you Scar looked terrifying in this. And there's the hyenas. Scar isn't pleased with the hyenas. He wanted Simba dead. However, now he has a new plan, asking for the hyenas to help him. That didn't sound right. And asking for the hyenas to help him in return of food. No, that sentence is not right. It's just annoying me. I'd say in return for food, but... Oh boy, this is chaotic. This next bit. Okay, and this is Simba and Scar talking before the stampede scene. Yeah. Oh god. I can't believe Simba trusted him. Like, look at that face. Would you trust that face? finally, after working out the plan with the hyenas, puts it to action. That doesn't sound right. Don't know what 10-year-old or 11 or 9-year-old Francis was thinking. He tells Simba to wait on a rock, giving him the task of improving his roar. Then he goes and gives the hyenas a signal. Poor Simba thinks Scar has gone to get his father for the surprise Scar promised. Simba gets bored and moves away from the rock and does his best roar at a chameleon. Ah dear. Suddenly, wildebeests? Probably should have. My grammar wasn't the best back then. Suddenly, wildebeests ran towards him in a stampede. Simba was terrified. The hyenas were the ones who started it. They were biting the wildebeests. Oh, now I use a plural. Simba climbed onto a tree branch and held on, struggling. Yeah, you can see that he's struggling, clearly. Struggling Simba. That's supposed to be a wildebeest, is it? Okay, interesting. I suppose you could call this art abstract. Scar went to alert Zazu and Mufasa. Mufasa went to rescue Simba. Zazu suggested to Scar that he could go for help, but Scar knocked him out. So as you can see, that's Simba holding onto a branch. He looks like a hamster there. Ah dear. At least these depict the scenes and you can tell what's going on, I suppose.
So this is the long live the king scene. This is a scene where Scar pushes Mufasa off the rock. And, well, we know what happens. Well, you do if you've seen Lion King a million times like I have. I have to say, Mufasa actually doesn't look too bad in the face there. Well, Scar just looks terrifying, as always, with this whole series of drawings. Simba fell, but Mufasa caught him and took him to another rock. Mufasa was dragged back to the panicking wildebeests. He forced his way up on a cliff where Scar was waiting for him. He pushed Mufasa off the cliff. Simba saw his dad fall. "No!" he cried. Somehow I decided to draw this on yellow paper. Oh god, look at Mufasa's face. It looks like, if you remember that picture of Naruhina, that Naruhina picture I did of the pillow talk thing, it just reminds me of that. That one was deliberately trying to be funny, but this is just, I was actually seriously drawing here, and it just reminds me of that. Simba came up to his dad's body and nuzzled it. Scar accused Simba of killing Mufasa and told him to run away and never return. Yeah, great body proportions there, you can see. Let's see what's next. Provided this book doesn't break. Right.
he sent the hyenas to kill him, but Simba ran into some thorns, and then ran further, and the hyenas couldn't be bothered to run. They thought he'd be good as dead out there, and if he came back they'd kill him. That's pretty much what they say, yeah. It's the morning lionesses. That looks more like a deer than a lioness. But I know what I was going for there. There's the hyenas on fried rock there. Scar just looks like a brown blur. Nala, Sarabi, Serafina, and the other lionesses were upset about the news about Simba and Mufasa. Scar had told them that they had been killed. Scar started a brand new era with lions and hyenas together. Yep. Where's the rest of his body? Rafiki was very upset at this and walked back to his cave. He put his hand on Simba's picture, sighing. There was no hope now that Simba could help. He was dead. Or was he? I think this is probably one of the sections where my handwriting, I just gave up with writing a bit. That's why it looks, that's why it's so hard to read. I have to say the vultures actually look like vultures here in this picture. Yeah. I'm gonna stop laughing at my artwork. Simba, walking into the desert, collapsed in the burning sun. Vultures surrounded him, but he didn't care. He didn't notice that a meerkat and a warthog were deciding whether to take her to their jungle home. Oh goodness. Well, you can tell that's Pumbaa, can't you? Timon just looks weird as heck. And there's Simba. That eye looks a bit bloodshot. Simba finally recovered and meets Timon, the meerkat, and Pumbaa, the warthog, and they teach Simba Hakuna Matata, no worries, to put the past behind him. Simba just looks angry at life. Simba just looks so angry and creepy. They eat bugs, grubs, Timon and Pumbaa call them. Oh yeah, they're in brackets now. Grubs, Timon and Pumbaa call them. And Simba tries one and realises they aren't that bad. They probably are, but eh. Timon just looks really weird. Move on to the next page. Pumbaa actually doesn't look too bad compared to Timon. You can actually tell that he's a warthog, and you can tell it's him. I mean, the rest of his body is pretty much non-existent apart from that weird little round thing there, but you can tell it's Pumbaa. Over the years, Simba learns a lot of techniques that help him survive in the jungle, and has a lot of fun in his carefree life with his new friends, and he grows up too.
do, 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 do. Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata, Hakuna Matata. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Yeah. Simba kind of still looks a bit scary as an adult because he just looks like a blur, a bit weird. At least you can tell Pumbaa's Pumbaa. Why does Pumbaa look slightly different there? Timon just looks like a stick man with ears. Oh god. And this is the scene where Scar is, this is where Scar has been living in the Pride Lands as the king for quite a while, and everyone's just like fed up. And Zazu is essentially trapped all the time, and sick of his life. And the hyenas are even sick of their lives. And that's supposed to be a skull, you know, when he's going, I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, diddly dee, you know, that's it. But that's just like awful picture. That's just an awful picture of Scar. Yeah. While Simba is having a Hakuna Matata lifestyle, King Scar is being what? Being complained at by the hyenas. The lionesses won't hunt. Zazu is trapped in a cage. Tormented, I think that says? Yeah, tormented by Scar. I think this is the part where I stopped actually writing anything. Why do Timon and Pumbaa look like they're doing ballet moves? And Simba just like, he's like, what am I doing with my life? Well, technically that's what that scene's about, but it's so funny to me that. I think I need to redraw some of these scenes. Actually, I might have done that already. Might put them into memes or something to show progress and stuff. But if you want me to redraw any of these scenes, just send me a message on my other socials. Some of these are just ridiculous. And, this is not the worst. Some of them are just so hilarious to me because they're so bad. And this is Simba looking up at the kings of the past. And this is Rafiki discovering that. Oh my god, is that supposed to be Rafiki? This is Rafiki. This is Rafiki finding out that Simba is still alive and an adult. Because you can see his little happy face. I think I got lazy at that point as well, though. Let's see which bit. Oh god. I just realised which bit I'm up to. Just realised what section I'm up to. Because I was looking through them yesterday, like I said, and some of them I might need to move on from quickly, because they're just so hilarious. Like, but, like, bad hilarious, if you know what I mean. Leap. Okay, let me explain this one. This is, well, some of you might know what this is. It's supposed to be Simba fighting Nala, who he doesn't know is Nala at that point, to protect Timon and Pumbaa. Look at that anger. This is how I make lions look angry. I don't know, it's just It's hilarious to me. Oh god, I just remember this. Okay, I'm gonna briefly let you look at this one, and I think it's best if we move on from this one. Yeah. Pretend you didn't see that. And this is the scene where Simba and Nala are talking, and Nala's telling him about the state of the Pride Lands, and Simba's just like worried because he's kind of still not over the guilt of what happened, and he doesn't want to go back because he's happy where he is. I mean, he knows he has to go back, but he's still a bit. He's a bit like he knows that he thinks that it's his fault that his dad's dead and all that, and he doesn't know what to do. But he doesn't tell Nala that he thinks it's his fault. Oh God. This is terrifying, this scene as well. This is Simba meeting Rafiki. That's supposed to be the back of Rafiki. I don't know what I was thinking. And Simba just looks angry as heck. God, look at that face. And this is Rafiki getting him to look in the water, and he eventually gets to see his father's reflection, which leads to the next scene, which is this big picture of Simba seeing his dad. Seeing his dad in the sky. God, Rafiki looks creepy as heck there. I mean... Mufasa's proportions are weird there. And Simba just looks at... I think he was supposed to be sitting on a rock, but yeah. Not the worst piece I've ever done, it's just not great. Oh, God. This is Rafiki hitting Simba on the head with a rock. Yeah. There's not much else to say about that, really. And that's Simba going. And this is Rafiki getting very excited about him going. Simba just deciding to go back to Pride Rock, and you can see his back there. And you can see his backside there. And there's Rafiki getting very excited that he's made that decision. He's going, "Go on, get out of here!" And see is happy. It's just... And you can see like fireworks and stuff going off. Fireworks going off to show like how good the situation is and stuff. And this is meant to be the scene where Rafiki goes and tells Nala, Pumbaa and Timon that Simba's returned to the Pride Lands and what that means for them. Like, in this scene, this is like the first time that Timon and Pumbaa meet Rafiki in the original film, but... And it heavily implies in this film that it's the first time that they've ever met him. Oh, God. Now, in Lion King 3, which is... I didn't like it. In Lion King 3, Timon actually meets Rafiki in the, at the beginning of his story and stuff, but in the first film, he's like, who's the monkey? And that just, since it's supposed to, the story's supposed to go alongside the original Lion King plot, it doesn't make sense. And that's what always irritated me about Lion King 3. So yeah, there's Nala looking incredibly creepy, Pumbaa looking random, Timon just looking like a stick figure, and Rafiki looking random. So yeah, there's Simba returning to the Pride Lands and being shocked because he didn't think things would be as bad as they are. And you can't really see much of a background there, but I'm still not great, but I was pretty terrible at drawing backgrounds. I think that's supposed to be Pride Rock or something, I don't know. And this is Timon and Pumbaa distracting the hyenas. As you can see from Timon's little costume thing. And the apple in Pumbaa's mouth. I did redraw this scene, and it looks way better than it does here. I'm not going to say it looks excellent, but it looks way better. And this is Scar, and this is Sarabi standing up to Scar, looking very annoyed, and Scar just looking creepy as heck. And there are the hyenas. So yeah. And this is when Simba reunites with his mother, and Scar's just looking up at Scar's looking up at the hyenas like, "You were supposed to kill him, you fools." And like Scar looking up at the hyenas, annoyed that that they didn't actually kill him. I think I was using watercolor pencils here, based on like the smudge marks and stuff. So yeah. And this is the scene that mirrors the scene earlier on in the film where Scar pushes Mufasa off a cliff, and as you can see, this is just before this is when he's telling Simba that he was the one who actually killed his father. So you can see the shocked look on his face. And again, both of the lions look absolutely terrifying. The fight with the lionesses and Simba against Scar and his hyenas. Yeah. And there's Timon and Pumbaa freeing Zazu, who just looks weird now. And Pumbaa kind of looks like one of those kids' rocking horse things, except with a giant head. And Timon is just almost not noticeable there. It's supposed to be the fight between Scar and Simba, and yeah, it looks terrible, I know. And this is Scar meeting his fate, death by hyena. Death by hyenas. And like I said, this scrapbook is an absolute mess. And this is Simba rising to his role as king. Remember who you are. You know, that scene. Yeah. And there's Simba and Nala as king and queen. Just looking kind of weird, but yeah. And there's Rafiki holding up their child. It's older Simba and older Nala. Simba and Nala as kids. And new cub, male or female, future king or queen. Now that's another story. Well, spoiler alert, I know what happens in the other story. The child is a girl called Kiara, who physically looks quite a bit like her dad. So yeah. And I think I have some Lion King 2 stuff on the page. Oh yeah, this is a picture of Mufasa's spirit in the sky. Spirit in the sky. Do 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 do. When I die, do 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 and lay me to rest. Wanna go to the place that's the best. I couldn't resist that. I'm sorry. Yes. Okay. This is Kiara, Simba and Nala's daughter, with a butterfly for some random reason. Yes. And she just looks terrifying. Looks like a teddy bear with a weird body. And this is a painting of Kiara. Nothing else to say. And this is Kiara with Kovu. I actually don't think Kovu looks too bad here. Kiara just looks like a dog lion thing. She kind of looks a bit weird. Yeah. And that's a beautiful sunset. And I have to say, I think this picture's quite good for a 9 or 10-year-old person. This is Simba and Kovu having a conversation about stuff. And this is Simba and this is a dream Simba actually has in Lion King 2, where he's watching his father dying again, and then he thinks he sees Scar on the cliff, but it's actually Kovu with a scar. Yeah, but you have to see the movie to really appreciate it, really, I think. This is Kovu meeting Timon. Terrifying. And Timon, maybe I got slightly better drawing Timon. He just still looks like a stick man with hair, though. Why the heck didn't I draw his ears this time, though? Never know. And there's Kiara and Kovu together. That ear flap's gotten dodgy there. Let me see. Yeah, the ears kind of flopped over on Kiara there, but and there are a few pictures of Simba, which actually don't look too bad, though the body proportions are a bit weird. And here are some pictures of Nala. Again, the body proportions are a bit weird, but they're not too bad. Not the worst thing I've ever drawn. And here we are away from the Lion King content. This is a fish drawn in ancient Egyptian style. I think that's what I was going for. The detail on the fins is actually quite decent. It isn't bad for what my art was like back then.
Oh god!
I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. This is probably one of my worst pictures in existence. I mean, I don't know, I've done some pretty bad ones, but this is... Look at him! He looks... God. It's terrifying. I mean, in Voldemort's supposed to be terrifying, but... Voldemort is supposed to look intimidating, but he just kind of looks... I don't know. This is supposed to be Harry Potter. In a Quidditch outfit, anyway. It's supposed to be Harry Potter in a Quidditch outfit. Yeah. Interesting. And even back then I was rubbish at drawing hands. I think the lesson to be learned from this book is everyone starts from somewhere, you know? You're going to be rubbish at first, but you just got to keep practicing. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best artist in the whole world now, but... You know, it's an interpretive thing, really. To some people I might still be rubbish, but, you know, you just got to keep going. And little versions of Oh, and these are supposed to be Hermione. Hermione in her normal Hogwarts outfit, and in her Yule Ball thing. I think that's based off the film though, rather than the book, because in the book she wore a blue outfit, whereas in the film she wore this pink gown. I think I really like the pink gown, so that's probably why I drew it. And this is supposed to be Harry Potter in the graveyard. Honestly, it's not a bad attempt. I mean, I don't know. It's honestly not a bad attempt. I mean, I've done way worse than this. Very impressed with the skull face there. I mean, the hands are absolutely dire, and I'm still not great with hands, but... God. Yes, and I used to be into brats in a big way as a kid. Well, not like immediately as a kid. I was first into Barbie, and then I was kind of into brats, though I was still more of a Barbie fan than a Bratz fan. So I thought I'd try and draw one of the characters from it, and this is what happened. The arms are just terrible, but at least the face kind of resembles what she looks like. So yeah. I think I was trying to draw Meg from Hercules here. She seriously looks nothing like her. Again, it's not the worst picture I've ever drawn, but I tried. I did. This was a person in a Hollywood gown, apparently. I was really into dresses and girly stuff as a kid, so I drew loads of pictures like this. They just looked like generic girls in dresses and stuff. Yeah. Kind of with those eyes, it kind of reminds you of the Coraline thing. You know how the characters in Coraline look. I mean, I've never watched Coraline, but the eyes look, they look just like them. See if I can find anything else. Okay, so I found this old sketch pad that I haven't used for ages. Probably haven't finished it, but I found some older pictures in the sketch pad. I realised that the pictures in here I haven't shared with you guys, so I thought I'd share them with you. Let's get started. And again, apologies if the light's a bit weird in here. It's a beautiful sunny day, as you can see. There's Naruto after being beaten up by Karori. All bandaged up and bruised. I think this picture looks really good. I love this picture still. Another picture of Hinata in the last outfit. She looks okay. Maybe one of the eyes is slightly off, but yeah. And there's Nardo. I think I was going to draw more of him, but then I realised it wasn't turning out well and just decided to stick to there. He looks alright. This picture. Granny Chio, Sorcery, and Sakura fight against Sorcery, basically. And this was the first time, and the only time I've actually tried to draw Lady Chio. She actually looks really good. Maybe the proportion of the eyes isn't quite right, but I think she looks quite good. I don't often draw old people, but she looks good. As does Sorcery and Sakura. I think that's probably one of my favourite pieces. I mean, I have a lot of pieces I like, but I think this is one of my favourites. There's Ash and Paul. Not my favourite picture, I have to say, but it's alright. This is Ichigo in his, after he'd gone through some training with his dad to try and beat Aizen, and so as you can see his hair's all grown out, and looks pretty epic. I don't think this is the best picture of Ichigo I've ever drawn, but it's not too bad. And there's Haruhi Fujioka from Oren. I think she looks alright. Maybe the eyes aren't quite right, but it's not too bad. still really want to cosplay as her one day. She's awesome. There's Shino from the Boruto series. I mean, a lot of people don't like his new look because he looks like someone out of Daft Punk, but I've kind of got used to it, and I think it looks kind of cool. And this is Boruto in Naruto's old outfit and Sasuke's headband. Looks kind of cute there. And there's Mayuri Kuretsushi from Bleach. I know I'm not a fan of mad scientist characters, but I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of mad scientist or evil characters, but Mayuri is like really, I don't know, I find him really interesting. He's a bit, you know, he's not the nicest guy, but he's certainly interesting. I love how I've drawn him. Maybe that's not, there are possible, I can't speak today. I think his expression is really good. I think the way I've drawn his outfit's quite good, but I don't know, there's something not quite right about it, but I still love it. And this is AJ, and now any of you Pokemon fans who watched Pokemon right at the beginning are watching this, you remember AJ, who had a Sandshrew, and outwardly he seemed like he was a cruel trainer, but he actually wasn't. He was just very strict. And strangely had ash lightning bolt marks on his face, and I don't know why. But this is supposed to be Toga Yagari from Vampire Knight. I'm not very good at drawing Vampire Knight characters, I'll be honest. So this is just another attempt failed. Maybe that eye doesn't look too bad there, but yeah, I'm not great at drawing Vampire Knight characters. This is Ash Ketchum using Aura. This is a redraw from Lucario and the Mystery of Mew film. That film is really good, but it's really sad too. If you haven't seen Lucario and the Mystery of Mew, I recommend you watch it. You may need some tissues, but it's a good film. And this is a picture showing the shared dream of Dan, Naoki and Naruto of becoming Hokage. Now I was saying Kawaki before because it sounds so similar to Naoki, but Kawaki's a different character. If you've read the Boruto manga and the anime, you'll know who I'm talking about. But I'm really pleased with this piece. The only thing is, I think Naoki's face isn't quite right, but I still love this piece. It's really good. And there's Nagato. I like drawing Nagato. I don't know what it is, but like, he's one of my favourite characters to draw. Not my favourite character to draw, but he's one of my favourite characters to draw. I think he looks really good here. And this page is a bit of a mess, as you can see. And there's young Volkner and Ash in a similar pose, and I think that looks really good. There's Misty, looking like she's gonna fight. I think the shape of her face isn't quite right, but it's not the worst picture I've done. There's a chibi-fied Misty. Random doodles. I did on the side. Changed the shape of Misty's mouth and like drew an alternate mouth because I wasn't very happy with how that one came out. Yeah. I was trying to draw Infernape there, but that didn't go so well. And there's Paul from Pokemon. Right. So this is one of my favourite pieces. Yeah, this is one of my favourite pieces. And this is adult Naruto looking behind him in his adult outfit. I think this looks really good. And there are some eyes. Strange noise outside. There are some eyes from the Naruto series. See if you can identify whose these are. Because I can't remember all of them. That one, I think it might... Yeah, it's Itachi, I forgot. Yeah, I know who that is now. I just had a mental block. So, yeah.
And this picture I never actually got this picture finished. It was supposed to be like that scene in Naruto the movie where Naruto's falling asleep and Kakashi hits him on the head with a book. That's what I was trying to draw here, but I kind of gave up. Yeah. I think this piece looks quite good. It's basically the scene from Boruto the movie, or from the Boruto anime, where Boruto puts on Sasuke's old headband, and to Hinata, he kind of resembles Naruto when he was young. So, there's like a little flashback bit with that. Well, kind of a flashback thing, but kind of like... So it's like quite a significant moment in the film, and in the series. I think I might have edited Hinata's eyes a bit to just make sure they were like as anatomically correct as possible. I don't think Naruto's arms look quite right there, but that's just me being nitpicky. But it's not a bad piece. There's Minato and Kushina telling Jiraiya about the birth of Naruto. Minato's hand doesn't look quite right, but apart from that, I just love that picture. I did edit this a bit down so that it looks like it was one picture. I think I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. This is the scene where Naruto and Killer Bee fight a reanimated Itachi and Nagato, except Itachi's on their side at this point, because he's broken free of the reanimation jutsu. Yeah, so essentially they're fighting Nagato 3-on-1, really. And Nagato's been completely taken over. Personally, I think it's quite a good picture. And this is Ash and Misty at a festival. With Misty with her hair down, which is one of the rare moments in the anime. I think it's quite a good picture. Again, the hands aren't great, but you know, I'm not good at drawing hands, am I really? It's not a bad picture. And there's an angry Naruto. I think he's angry with Sai in this scene. I don't know. I can't remember the context which I drew this. But yeah, his expression's pretty good, I have to say. And this is my OC Renji, looking all Christmassy. And I think that was supposed to be Naruto and a snowman, which just... The snowman looks cuter than Naruto, I tell you. Well, this is Rukia with Cone from Bleach, from the first season of Bleach. As you can see, Cone's in a backpack. Yeah. Just chilling out there. I don't think this is the best picture of Rukia or Cone that I've drawn, but I tried. And here's Ichigo looking badass. After his training with his dad to try and beat Aizen, which he does. Yep. And this character is called Hei, and he's from an anime called Darker Than Black. And I think he looks very cool. And this is Mao, from Darker Than Black. I mean, I haven't watched Darker Than Black for ages. I think I got onto the first season of Darker Than Black, and then I kind of like got distracted by other things. It's not like my favourite anime or anything, but it's quite good, worth a watch. Yeah. And there's Naruto and Sasuke's eyes for some strange reason. Yeah. No, I think both the pictures look really good. And there's Brock and Silent, and yes, they have met in canon. My only complaint with this picture is that Silent's hand looks part of his sleeve on his shirt, which is kind of weird, and Brock's hand is a bit weird there. But other than that, they both look very happy. yeah. It's just a shame in that episode that they never actually both found out that they were like both friends of Ash's. But oh well, it happened. At least they got to meet each other. Here's a picture of one of my favourite characters, Namikaze Minato, or Minato Namikaze, depending on whether you're watching the dub or not. Look at that little adorable little face. I just love this picture of him. The background isn't anything special, but I just love that expression on his face. Here's a picture. So I love this picture of Minato. Beautiful. Just love this picture of Minato. It's probably, I keep saying this about some of these pictures in here, but it's one of my favourites, aside from the background. If the background wasn't so plain, then maybe I'd like it a bit more. And there's a picture of two of my favourite Hokage, Minato and his wonderful son, Naruto, just staring over at the Hidden Leaf Village. I have to say I'm very proud of this piece. I think Naruto and Minato are probably the best things in this picture. And the clouds in the sky are pretty cool. I mean, I'm not the best at drawing buildings, as you can see. But I don't think it looks too bad. I think it looks quite good. So we'll move on to the next page now. And this is interesting. This is Naruto in glasses. I really like it when characters wear glasses. I don't know, I think glasses look cool. I mean, I know they're probably a pain if you have to wear them all the time. But yeah, they're pretty cool to me. So I thought I'd try and draw Naruto in glasses. And I think he looks rather cool. And this is Alan Walker with Tin Canby. And he's in a Santa outfit, looking rather cute, if I do say so myself. And there's the Ninetales eye, and Naruto's eye, and Ash in a Santa outfit. And this piece is part of a piece with a picture of Naruto, with Naruto and Hinata singing their character songs. This is like Hinata's character song is called Fuyu no Wari ni, and she's like, it's like a little slow ballad, and it's really nice. And the picture that goes with this picture of Hinata is this one of Naruto, which I'll come back to properly, and he's singing Itsu no Himo, which is his character song, and that's a bit more upbeat and stuff, kind of like Naruto. I think the songs kind of reflect their personalities. Like Hinata's character song is quite like slow and gentle, and not too intruding, whereas Naruto's is just like quite upbeat and stuff, while still having a gentleness to it. But yeah, there you go. I think I drew this version of Hinata before like design where she has a bob hairstyle came out. So she's got a bit of a like long hair back there, which is tied into a ponytail, but you can't really see that. And this picture, I mean, I can see flaws in it now, but this is Naruto with Kurama, and it's pretty cool. But back then, it was really good. I can't remember when I drew this. Well, you'll be able to see the date if you look through my socials. Yeah. You can see Kurama building up chakra there, and Naruto just looking awesome. So yeah, it's very battle worn because it's the 4th Great Ninja War, but it still looks pretty cool. And yes, this is Nico Robin from One Piece. I might have edited this piece a bit on the computer, can't remember. And her character song is My Real Life, and it's so beautiful and it's so sad. But like, for those of you who don't know about Robin, the ones who don't want to be spoiled can fast forward through this bit, but essentially Robin's an archaeologist, and she's had a very, very tough life. Her home was destroyed, and she's basically been on the run her whole life as a criminal because of what the archaeologists were studying. It was like forbidden, and she was like on the run all the time. And like everyone would like sell her out and stuff because they knew this, like she thought she was safe, and then they'd say, "Oh, Nico Robin is here," and she'd have to run elsewhere. And eventually she ended up being like part of a criminal organisation called Baroque Works, but her dream was to find this thing called the Rio Poneglyph, which has the whole history of the world. And she joined the organisation in order to try and find information on it. But yeah, it gets a bit complicated. But yeah, it kind of talks about her feelings and her life. Song. I really like Robin. It's a shame she doesn't get as much like focus in the series as she did. But I might do more focus on her character at some point in One Piece, but who knows. She is a very quiet character anyway, so it's not too surprising, but yeah. And there's Kisuke Urahara with her fan. He looks pretty cool. Not my best picture of him, but he looks pretty cool there. And, oh dear, that is from my Shinji's Christmas Carol manga thing that I've never finished. It's Paul looking slightly irritated, and that's Misty looking annoyed, as you can tell. And that's a picture of Naruto you've just seen. It's Unohimo. Yeah. Now this, I think this was supposed to be part of a collab, but the other person decided not to do their bit, so this never really happened, but it's not a bad picture. I think I was trying to draw Ichigo from memory or something there, and that didn't go well either. And this is an unfinished picture of the 5 Kage and Boruto and Sasuke together. I think I just got a bit stuck with it, really. But yeah, it's not a bad picture. It's probably not my best, but it's not bad. So yeah, I'll eventually finish that one off at some point, she says, with loads of works in progress still sitting there. There's another Nico Robin picture. This is her with her friend Jaguar di Sol. And this is based on a quote that Sol came out with. You look like you've been through a lot despite your age. Try laughing. When you're happy, you laugh. So it follows. The final part of this piece is on the other page, so I'll show you that you'll become happy if you laugh. So, as you can see, you've got Sol there, and then young Robin there, and then pre-time skip Robin there, and then you've got post-time skip Robin there, looking very, very happy. I'm glad Robin was able to find happiness in the end. One Piece isn't finished, so she might end up being miserable again, but I doubt it, because she's got all of the Straw Hats around her now, so she's like the happiest she's ever been, really. From when she was with Sol and the other scholars and stuff. And here's another unfinished piece of Momo and Toshiro Hitsugaya. I think the proportions are pretty off with Momo and Hitsugaya there, but overall it's not the worst picture I've ever drawn. So this is a very random page, full of sketches and stuff. That flower's quite good. Yeah, so there's Baloo the bear, and Mowgli, and Bagheera, all from the Jungle Book. And there's Mickey and Minnie Mouse. And there's a random anime girl, and there's Naruto looking to the side. Oh no, this page is terrible. This is probably one of my worst pages. This was me trying to attempt to draw semi-realism. So as you can see, that's Itachi, and that's Conan, and that's Sarada. Oh, they just look awful. There's Naruto and Jiraiya. Oh, just... ugh. Minato, Nagato and Kushina. Out of everything on this page, Minato probably looks the best. Most of these look incredibly creepy. Realism really isn't my thing, as you can tell. But at least I had a go at it, and that's the main thing. Oh dear. Well, I was trying to draw Boa Hancock here from One Piece, and it didn't go well. She's not an easy person to draw. I've tried drawing her before, and it didn't turn out well either. But you never know, at some point I might actually produce a decent picture of her. And there's Luffy, looking awesome. I like that. I really like that picture. And there's Naruto, looking awesome. Not my best picture of him, but it doesn't look too bad. And Eyes of the Sawning. And this page is just full of randomness. This is Harley Quinn, which I think that was my first attempt drawing her, and it actually looks quite good. Batman. Yeah, that's Batman. There's Alan Walker. Some random eyes stuff. There's Korra. It's not a bad picture of Korra, actually. There's Mitsuki. And that's actually quite a good picture of Mitsuki, actually. That's the X-Men symbol. That's Captain America's shield. That's Chibi Naruto and Chibi Aang. And that's He-Man. I think at the time I was watching a lot of the Hey video with clips from He-Man in, and I found it so funny. I had to draw him. It had to happen. I'm very proud of this piece. This is Naruto confronting Obito, and giving him a talk no jutsu. To say, I love the shading I've done here. It's just so good. Expressions are really good as well. You can see how irritated Naruto is with him. Hair might not be quite right, but I still love this piece. Here are some more recent sketches I've done of Sarada. Since it's currently her month of birth, I thought I'd try drawing some Sarada. And since I love drawing her, I thought I'd just grab the bull by the horns and basically just, draw her. I might need to edit that picture quite a bit, mind, just because her face just doesn't look quite right to me, but no. And that's just a result of me testing pens. So, yeah, that's why it looks so random there. After I did the recording for this video, I found some other pictures. I couldn't get round to recording them properly, so I've just photographed them so you can have a look at them. I think the first picture is supposed to be a monkey, and it just looks kind of weird because you can't really tell it's a monkey to begin with. Yeah. And the next two pictures are from a story I was writing when I was about 9 or 10, called The Lucky Shoe. It was like about fairies and magic and all kinds of things, really, because I'm really into the fantasy genre, but I was like really obsessed with fairies and stuff when I was a kid, so that led to that. The picture with the deer in, yeah, it kind of looks a bit like Feline from Bambi. Yeah. That list thing with characters on with numbers, that was supposed to be like a reference sheet to help me draw the characters so that I know what they look like. Yeah.
and this is supposed to be an alien witch queen. I don't know whether she was part of the same universe or not, but yeah, she looks terrifying. I mean, she was supposed to be, but she kind of looks like one of those older Sailor Moon villains, which is weird because I never actually watched Sailor Moon in my childhood. Yeah, and this is Firebird. This is based on the ballet, the Firebird, and the costume the main dancer wore in that. I used to really be into ballet in a big way as a kid. I used to actually go to dancing lessons until I left because I was picked on. But that's a different story altogether. I still really like ballet despite that. And yeah, this one's pretty self-explanatory. It's Harry Potter from the Order of the Phoenix teaching Dumbledore's army. He looks kind of scary. He's kind of got a monobrow there. Yeah. And this one's hilarious. This is another story I was planning to do, called Charlotte Potatoes and the Evil Pineapple. Yeah, I was in a supermarket once, and I found it so weird but interesting that potatoes have different names. The Charlotte being one of them. That would be an interesting thing to incorporate into a story. And then I was at the checkout with my parents, and I pricked my finger on a pineapple. I was like, that evil pineapple. And thus, Charlotte Potatoes and the Evil Pineapple was born. Yeah. Yeah, just don't ask. I have a weird brain. And this is supposed to be me as a Doctor Who companion. Yeah. Less said about that, the better, I think.
Hope you've enjoyed watching my video of some of my my unseen drawings. Some of which are just hilarious. But I hope you found this entertaining, and if I find anything else, I might make another one. Well, who knows? I'll see you later.